Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Chapter 5, Out of Your Faith is Your Fortune. Who am I? Who am I? A couple good things really stand out to me. One, of course, the key, primary ingredient to all this. Who creates the manifestation? And really, the answer is I am. I am is what does the creation. And if you really think about that from a really logical standpoint, when you say I am, what are you saying? You're referring to yourself, aren't you? And really, you're referring to the part of ourself that's actually God, so Goddard is saying, and I'm pretty on board with that. And so when you say who is doing the manifestation, I am does. And you say, well, who is that? And I believe the answer would be, I am that I am. Now, also on top of that, we do not do manifestation. I think this is another really key ingredient. A lot of people think they do manifestations. They get exhausted from doing all this manifestation stuff. But you don't do manifesting. That's possibly why it's not maybe successful for some of these people that are exhausted. You actually feel manifestations. You are the manifestation as though it's real, right? So you're feeling it as though it's real. You're imagining it from the vantage point like it's happening. You're imagining it being real for the second, or for as long as you do your manifestation. And then at that moment, you are consciousness, and consciousness is being the thing that you're manifesting. That's really how the mechanism works. It's not something you do. You don't shoot rays out of your fingers or beams out of your eyes or anything like that. Or like the Care Bear stare where you emanate some sort of thing out of your chest, your heart. No, you're being the thing. And from the being, expression comes from that. It's a bit of a longer chapter again. Tried to chop out pieces of it. I'm going to go as kind of quickly as I can. We'll stop at the places that I think need a little bit of discussion. But this is a great chapter. Faith in Your Fortune is pretty good stuff. This I am within you, the reader, this awareness, this consciousness of being, is the Lord, the God of all flesh. I am is He that should come. Stop looking for another. As long as you believe in a God apart from yourself, you will continue to transfer the power of your expression to your conceptions, forgetting that you are the conceiver. The power conceiving and the only thing conceived are one, but the power to conceive is greater than the conception. Jesus discovered this glorious truth when he declared, I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. The power conceiving itself to be man is greater than its conception. All conceptions are limitations of the conceiver. The conceiver is the asker. The conception is the thing that is being asked for, or the thing we're manifesting. So what he's saying is the conceiver, the I am part, is greater, that's the Father, is greater than the part of us that basically receives this thing. Kind of a good way to look at it. Consciousness precedes all manifestations and is the prop upon which all manifestations rest. To remove the manifestation, all that is required of you, the conceiver, is to take your attention away from the conception. Instead of out of sight, out of mind, it really is out of mind, out of sight. Many people have asked, how can I make something go away? You take your focus off of it and put your focus elsewhere. And as long as you've put focus on this thing, he basically says here in a second, is how long it will stick around. But ultimately, if you want something to go away, or if you sent out requests for something you didn't want, how you undo it is by focusing on what you do want. And so if the request was just a momentary thing, it's probably never really going to come to fruition. If it's something that you actually spent a lot of emotion on, well, you might have to experience something from it. But go ahead and start focusing now on what you would like to experience, and you'll notice a better tomorrow comes from it than instead of focusing on more of what you don't want to experience. So Goddard continues. The manifestation will remain in sight only as long as it takes the forces with which the conceiver, I am, originally endowed it to spend itself. This applies to all creation from the infinitesimally small electron to the infinitely great universe. Whom do you say that I am? This is not a question asked 2,000 years ago. It is the eternal question addressed to the manifestation by the conceiver. It is your true self, your awareness of being, asking you its present conception of itself. Who do you believe your awareness to be? This answer can be defined only within yourself, regardless of the influence of another. I am, your true self, is not interested in man's opinion. All its interest lies in your conviction of yourself. What do you say of the I am within you? Can you answer and say, I am Christ? Your answer or degree of understanding will determine the place you will occupy in life. Do you say or believe yourself to be man of a certain family, race, nation, etc.? Do you honestly believe this of yourself? Then life, your true self, will cause these conceptions to appear in your world, and you will live with them as though they are real. People have asked me, there's certain things in their life they don't like. How can I get rid of them? Maybe they come from a place where you're not allowed to leave your family and your family's horrible. Someone's kind of hit me up on something similar to that. Or maybe there's arranged marriage and you're about to lose an opportunity. By us acknowledging that and saying, I am this and this is my life, we agree to it. We agree to that reality. Now, if we decide, no, I don't want to be a part of that, then we change that consciousness. We change that acceptance. We change that thing that we accept inside of ourselves as so. And when that happens, that's kind of that shift in consciousness that he talks about in other chapters, where things start to change. So Goddard continues, I am the door. I am the way. I am the resurrection and life. No man or manifestation cometh unto my Father save by me. The I am, your consciousness, is the only door through which anything can pass into your world. Stop looking for signs. Signs follow. They do not precede. Signs never precede what is coming. Signs follow what you were doing, what you were expressing consciously, the I am. Begin to reverse the statement, seeing is believing, to believing is seeing. Start now to believe, not with the wavering confidence based on deceptive external evidence, but with an undaunted confidence based on the immutable law that you can be that which you desire to be. You will find that you are not a victim of fate, but a victim of faith, your own. I am wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, free, or confined, were first of all impressions or conditions felt before they became visible expressions. Your world is your consciousness objectified. Waste no time trying to change the outside. Change the within or the impression, and the without or expression will take care of itself. When the truth of this statement dawns upon you, you will know that you have found the lost world or the key to every door. I am, your consciousness, is the magical lost word which was made flesh in the likeness of that which you are conscious of being. Meaning, we were conscious before we became physical. It was the consciousness that brought us into physicality. Yes, albeit through a birthing canal with a parent, or maybe through a C-section or whatever. Maybe you were grown in a test tube. It's very possible. These things happen. But it's the consciousness that did this. It's the consciousness that brings it about. It's that I am understanding of ourselves that's doing the creation. When ye pray, believe that ye have received, and it shall be so. All things are possible to him who believes. Make the impossible possible through your belief, and the impossible will embody itself in your world. Now, he says impossible. What he means is relative to others. People will look at it and go, how'd you do that? That's impossible. To them it is, but there is no impossible. Impossible is a limitation in consciousness. Impossible is believing that some outside thing right now is more powerful than my ability to think a way around it, or to assume there's a way around it, or to imagine that it doesn't exist and I have what I seek. That is far more powerful than any outside thing that exists. All men have had proof of power of faith. The faith that moves mountains is faith in yourself. No man has faith in God who lacks confidence in himself. Your faith in God is measured by your confidence in yourself. I and my Father are one. Man and his God are one. Consciousness and manifestations are one. When this belief is so firmly established that you feel confident of results, your desire will embody itself. How it will be done, no man knows. I, your desire, have ways ye not know of. My ways are past finding out. Your desire can be likened to a seed, and seeds contain within themselves both the power and the plan of self-expression. Your consciousness is the soil. These seeds are successfully planted only if, after you have claimed yourself to be and to have that which you desire, you confidently await results without anxious thought. No anxious thoughts, because you realize that physicality follows the internal feeling, follows this I am presence. Once I send it out, I know it's sent out. I know the ball's rolling. It's kind of like making a phone call and saying, hey, we're going to have dinner tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Do you want to come over? Yeah, cool. Hang up the phone. I don't worry about whether they're coming over anymore. I already know, well, I asked them, probably would have been wise, how many of you are coming, right? But I probably knew this answer. But I know how many people are showing up, and I don't question or doubt that. It's happening. It's in process. I made it so by making the phone call. And it's the same that when we imagine from that place where we are it for a moment, we are pretending it exists, we are pretending it's real, we are putting ourselves we're imagining within the confines that this dream I have is happening. Either that new job, either being with that specific person, whatever the case is. And looking to outer things, trying to control how the manifestation happens. Probably the thing that most people are most guilty of. And you limit yourself when you do that, first off. So a lot of the times we might be trying to manifest a relationship, but we're so fixated on trying to get a text message or whatever that we fail to allow them to come into our lives in other ways, or we fail to check our email, which is actually how they called you or sent message to you, or they fail to look at the DM in your Instagram or whatever. You're so fixated on the text message that you missed the other place that it was supposed to come from. In fact, you said, universe, yeah, I know it's going to come from some other place that I'm not aware of, but I'm saying it has to come this way. And universe is like, yeah, no, sorry. Let me do this, or don't let me do this. Your choice. What would you like? Do you want me to give you what you're trying to create? Or do you want to tell me what to do every single step of the way? And I'll tell you, if you micromanage, you're going to find it's not going to work out real well for you. It's just kind of the way it is. So if I be lifted up in consciousness to the naturalness of my desire, I shall automatically draw the manifestation unto me. Consciousness is the door through which life reveals itself. Consciousness is always objectifying itself. To be conscious of being or possessing anything is to be or have that which you are conscious of being or possessing. It is to be, let's just say it, Goddard, man, Goddard and his crazy words, right? To be conscious of being or possessing anything is to be or have that which you're conscious of being or possessing. It's circular logic. To be the thing that you want to be, you have to basically pretend that you're already it. I want to be this thing that I'm not right now. All right, I got to pretend right now and basically believe that I am that thing already. Oh, okay, well, I guess I am that thing already. Oh, look at that. I am that thing already. And there you go. And it starts to show up in your life immediately. Like, I don't know, like that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe 4 minutes from now, maybe you get a phone call right after you finally make the acclamation, I am amazing. And then, but the first off, where'd that old-fashioned phone come from, right? So exactly. To do this, you must deny your present identity. Let him deny himself, Mark 8:34. You deny a thing by taking your attention away from it. To drop a thing, problem or ego from consciousness, you dwell upon God. God being I am. So another way you can get rid of something that you don't like, just think about the I am. Connect with that I am presence. When all thoughts of problem or self is dropped from consciousness because you are now absorbed or lost in the feeling of just being I am, then begin in this formless state to feel yourself to be that which you desire to be. I am that I am. That is when you're thinking of what you would like to be. I am consciously imagining a reality that I would like to experience. Whether it's different, whether it's more of the same, whether it's completely different than your current reality, makes no difference. You are that thing, and right now I'm declaring and deciding by my feelings and thoughts and being that this is the new reality I'd like to experience. And I let it unfold. And I know by spending the moment, the I am time, the consciousness, feeling and being the thing that I desire, by the efforts and energy I just expended, I know that the ball is now rolling. A man can receive nothing except to be given him from heaven. Remember, heaven is your consciousness. The kingdom of heaven is within you. This is why you are warned against calling any man father. Your consciousness is the father of all that you are. Again, you are told, salute no man on the highway. See no man as an authority. Why should you ask man for permission to express when you realize that your world in every detail originated within you and is sustained by you as the only conceptual center? Go within secretly and appropriate the new consciousness. Feel yourself to be it, and the former limitations shall pass away as completely and as easily as snow on a hot summer's day. You will not even remember the formless limitations. They were never part of this new consciousness. This rebirth Jesus referred to when he said to Nicodemus, "Ye must be born again," was nothing more than moving from one state of consciousness to another. And I will say it's true that as I've progressed through certain levels in my life, certain consciousnesses, certain things spiritually, income, relationships, like as I've progressed through them and gotten to the point where I've actually done something or accomplished something, I no longer ever entertain the idea that I can't. Never, right? Because you've done it. So it's one of those things that as you attain that level of consciousness and as things start to happen in our life and as we start to take steps forward in this glorious path that we're walking, you can't undo that. You can't go backwards because you already know what you've been able to accomplish. Now, some of us, I know, we're on the precipice. Some of us are maybe trying to figure out how to make something happen. Maybe we're, throwing the long ball and not quite sure why we're not connecting. Get that consciousness in there, feel it, be it, I am it, and understand that this is now happening. And then look to see how it's unfolding. Look to see if there's places where maybe you need to react or act. Look to see if there's maybe like suddenly you get an urge to hop onto Pinterest. You haven't been on Pinterest in forever. And you hop on Pinterest and what the heck? Someone direct messaged you that you were hoping to hear from. Though an odd place that they would have done it. Maybe they were drunk and they happened to be on Pinterest. Who knows? But whatever the case was, you got your direct message. You were hoping for a text message, but you ended up with one on Pinterest. Huh? Well, it's good enough. Got the ball rolling. Open ourselves up to what can be. Open up to what can be by imagining it being. Open up to what can be by being that thing inside already, by imagining it. What's that feel like? What's it feel like to be rich? I don't know. Spend some time imagining it. Hang out with some rich people. See what they're talking about. That kind of start to get an idea. It's a different way of thinking. I assure you, it's not just about, I got piles of money. No, it's like I've got investments, I've got businesses, there's regatta galas and stuff I got to go to. That was a Friends thing, if anyone's ever seen the episode. Rachel, regatta gala. Anyway, there's always a different kind of way of thinking. It's getting ourselves into that thinking process that works. Some of us want to be with someone specific, and we can't believe it's possible. They're mad at me. If we broke up, they're angry. There's something. Well, you have a hard time believing it then. And it's not going to happen until you can shift that consciousness to the place where it is real. All right. I think we're at the end almost. Woo! Whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do. This certainly does not mean to ask in words, pronouncing with the lips with sounds, God or Jesus. For millions have asked in this manner without results. To feel yourself to be a thing is to have asked for that thing in His name. I am is the nameless presence. To feel yourself to be rich is to ask for wealth in His name. I am in unconditioned. It is neither rich nor poor, strong nor weak. In other words, in Him there is neither Greek nor Jew, bond nor free, male nor female. These are all conceptions or limitations of the limitless and therefore names and nameless. What is key about this part is we are the ones that put limitations on ourselves. There is no limitation within that I am part of ourselves. It knows no bounds. It knows no limitations. It is all there ever was, all there ever will be. It's the Alpha and the Omega. It is the part that has been eternal. It knows no boundaries. Boundaries are something that we consciously believe. Boundaries are things that we accept. Boundaries are obstacles we literally place in front of ourselves and then say, I can't seem to get around this. Oh no, whatever I do, it's always in my way. And it is. We put them there. The only way to get them out of there is to realize that it doesn't belong there to begin with. There's no reason for that obstacle at all. Sure, families in the past have done these certain things. Not anymore. Be the one family that changes it. Be the generation that makes a difference. For the people that have been asking me questions about India, which is an interesting country. And there seems to be some long drawn out patterns that some people are ready to change. Well, be change. That maybe is part of why you're in this lifetime right now. That might very well be why you're so passionate about it. Be that. Through your consciousness, help that evolve for your fellow friends and countrymen and people. It is yours to have. To feel yourself to be anything is to ask the nameless, I am, to express that name or nature. Ask whatsoever ye will in my name by appropriating the nature of the thing desired, and I will give it unto you. He's very descript throughout a lot of the literature, certainly Goddard as well. The Bible, Goddard. Being that which we desire to be. Not holding on to any limitations. Limitations are placed by us. They're not there by anyone else. No one can force you to live within the confines of their limitations. And it's one of the things we try to do when we try to change other people. We're trying to imply limitations on another free being that is allowed to do whatever they want to do. Limitations no one likes. No one likes them. No one likes them. You got to be home by 10 o'clock. Why? I mean, I was going to be home at 9, but now you're telling me I got to be home by 10? I'm going to be home at 11. Watch. No one likes to be told that. You want to be different. You want to have something in your life that you currently don't have. Be that thing. Know that thing. Understand that thing is yours to experience. That person is there to experience with you. If there's troubles in the relationship, then work on the troubles. It's still a relationship with a human being that needs love, attention, and care. Can't just manifest your way and force somebody to feel a certain way. No, they're going to feel that way naturally. Be that amazing person that they want to love. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. I promise when we put ourselves in that place where we are the thing that we desire already, that thing starts to show itself in our world immediately. Dan, Radio Style.